Apparently, I got additional. I don't know. Maybe it shouldn't be additional. Maybe this should just be a new. But I did say until next time. Anywho, talking about things that I was talking about just freaking a little while ago, I guess it would be. Um, I don't know. Anywho, um, I admit that I don't know what to do. I don't know how to freaking, like make myself productive and hold a job, whatnot. Um, Partially because my memory problems, my physical shortcomings, and things like that, because of my injuries and other things over the years, and blah 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 blah. Much like was probably freaking partially demonstrated in this video and previous videos. Um, the only thing that I've ever figured out that I freaking can do, but nobody will ever let me do, is drive. I mean, it wasn't until just about the time that I got onto disabilities that I finally got a freaking permanent driver's license and have held it for freaking, well, all these years now. I mean, the first time I got a driver's license, it was after freaking, like I mean, they put a stupid freaking law in place right about the time I was supposed to get my driver's license when I turned 16, saying that you had to take a driving school or a class in order to blah 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 at that age, etc., 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 in Washington State, and it really screwed with me getting a driver's license. Then what was more messed up is that freaking everybody paid for my little sister to get her. Anywho, there's a lot of. Anywho, that's neither here nor there. I didn't get my driver's license, but I've always been a great driver. I mean, like superb. I learned how to drive when I was only a couple years old. Yeah, seriously. My parents took me to like Long Beach or something like that, or Ocean Shores, or I can't remember where it was. It was somewhere out where you could drive on the freaking beach, and they took me out in our Volkswagen bus, like hippie bus. Excuse me. And would let me steer driving down the road, and then freaking later, eventually, freaking my dad let me freaking, at only a few years old, freaking learn how to drive the van. It was an automatic. Yeah, no big deal. And then by the time I was like 10 years old, I learned how to drive a stick shift Toyota. Yeah. Freaking, my parents thought it was freaking kind of important for me to know how to drive in case of emergencies. Well, plus, I really like to drive. Freaking, when there were go-karts someplace, you couldn't get me off of them. When there was this or that, or it was just, yeah. I built freaking like soapbox derby cars and freaking rode them down hills. I freaking took the motors out of Power Wheels and rode them down hills. I rode my bicycle more than freaking anybody probably should, freaking, because I liked freaking things that went and were on wheels and blah 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 blah. Anyway, round and round and round, freaking drifting off again. Freaking, I can drive well. Freaking been around freaking people that la 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 and trailers and other things, and so, but I've never been allowed to. Freaking don't know how. Well, it's part of my freaking shortcoming too. And I say freaking I don't know how to interact with people and get like certain jobs and other things and do things and blah blah blah. Just kind of like a freaking can't seem to stay on point here. Just as much as I haven't had a driver's license over all of these freaking years, because all the stupid things and other stupid things, plus since they freaking, like wouldn't let me have a driver's license, that didn't really stop me from driving, and then I got freaking in trouble for driving, and I mean, it's kind of dumb because they freaking put me in trouble for driving without a license without having actually done anything other than without driving without a license. Freaking no speeding, no failure to signal, no reckless, no nothing. I don't even understand freaking how in the hell they're Anywho, um, yes. So it meant I didn't get a driver's license for a long time. Plus, I've had a freaking kind of a ban on freaking having a commercial driver's license and other things, you know. So I just did, yeah. I have had a couple of, you know, like small delivery jobs over the years, but freaking I just I didn't really feel like I was getting paid fair for freaking anywho. And then the other one was a pizza delivery job that was awesome for the like one day that I had it, but they fired me because they're like, you look high all the time. I'm like, I can freaking look however I look. That's my prerogative. What I am is what I am. Am I doing my job? Probably should have sued them. But it was only one. I don't know. Anywho. Mm. Anywho. Anywho. Because the point is I could drive and I could drive and I could drive and I enjoy it. I don't seem to get. Well, I can actually kind of push myself a lot harder than I can push myself in anything else when I'm driving, but I don't get to drive. I don't know. I've even made a number of videos where it's me going out for drives because I like to go out for drives, especially, you know, like I was playing around with my electric vehicle after I got it, and seeing how far I can go because, you know, the range is kind of, it says you got this range, but freaking of course it's got some regen, you know, and stuff like that, you know, so it's like, and it's, you know, an estimation off of freaking how hard you're pushing it right at that second, you know, on an average, you know, over a short period, blah 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 blah, you know, because freaking I've taken that thing and freaking put the pedal to the floor and made it 2 miles down the freaking road. But I've also freaking given it like absolutely nothing and done like 30 miles an hour the whole time and freaking made it really, 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 really far. So like I said, you know, like I don't know what the hell my point was there. Like I said, nothing. I ain't said nothing. I'm talking about junk. Random junk. Junk, 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 junk. Maybe I was trying to make a point. Maybe I was trying to make the point that I wish that I had a job driving. Maybe I'm just trying to make the point that I'm really broken. But I can drive. And as the last video probably said, I can build things. And I'm good at the combination of them. And I guess that's why I really like the show Roadkill and other Motor Trend shows that they don't seem to make enough of. And I wish that they would make shows with me because freaking I can make some shows, and I've done. I got some videos that they probably could make into shows. I don't know. I mean, they gave that other freaking YouTuber freaking from Vice Grip Garage freaking Roadworthy Rescue show, and he's like I'm just a whatever, you know, and put it together and drag it out and get it done, and I did that for freaking years just because, and not even for a living, much just for fun. Actually, it's one of my favorite freaking pastimes is to drag things out and mess with them for fun every single day. Every single day. I'm just like, what do I do today? 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 I mean, how many people next to their freaking chair in their bedroom have a Dremel tool? You know? And just random junk. I mean, up over there, I got a little brass car on my shelf because I like freaking, and Hot Wheels and other things, and I'm not moving my camera because I don't want to. But maybe I'll shoot some B-roll later and it'll be edited into this, and freaking you'll get to see what I'm talking about. Probably already do have some B-roll somewhere, and I could just edit it into this and freaking. Yeah. Anywho, I think I rambled on long enough, and that's enough for now. It's been 10 minutes. I think 10 minutes is enough time for me to do this every single time. I need to stop rambling after about 10 minutes. 10 minutes is too long. 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes. Can't be any longer. No longer than 10 minutes. 10 minutes.